Hey there guys, and welcome to day 5 of coding. And today we're going to be doing problem 83 on LeetCode, which is remove duplicates from a sorted list. This is introducing a little, a new concept of list nodes, which I was learning yesterday. But this problem doesn't seem like it shouldn't be too difficult. Basically, we're given a sorted linked list, and we're going to delete all duplicate values such that the elements appear only once. We're going to return the linked list sorted as well, right? And the list is guaranteed to be sorted in ascending orders. We're guaranteed to have received it in ascending order. So all I have to do is really remove the variables. I think there's missing a head here. Yeah, there's missing a head there. So I guess to start the code, all we want to do is we want to go through the list. So we'll say like, okay, val equals head dot head. I don't know if head dot head works. Or if this is just the head. But we'll go head dot head. And then while val dot next is not none, so like while we haven't hit the end, we'll say if if val dot val equals val dot next. So the logic I'm looking at right now is we're on 1, for example, right? And if the next one is equals 1 before it, we're gonna link this first one to the third one, right? So like for this one, right, we're on 3, or for a 1, right? For 1 we'll go here, and the same one as this one, so we'll link 1 to 2, and 2 doesn't have duplicates, so we're fine. So we'll go to 3, and then 3, there's 1 after, so we'll link 3 to nothing. So if val equals the next one, then val dot next equals val dot next dot next. And then after we need to make it so val equals val dot next, so we can iterate through the array, and at the end we return val. So I'm pretty sure that this should work, because head is a list node, so head dot head should work. Yeah, I don't see anything going wrong with this. So list node has no attribute head. This should not work. Let's make it head. What do we get? Okay, so we just skipped the 1, and we skipped the 1 and the 2. Oh wait, because we're returning what the value is. But I want to return what the whole thing is, right? So if you look at this, so this is my little program that I was writing, and I was just looking at the return statements. And the return statements, we don't return anything. We just call it, and it does it at the end. It kind of does it to the linked list. Because by returning value, we're just returning the last value we're looking at, which is the 2. So if I return, yeah, I'm getting nothing. Head equals val return head, maybe? Or is this just gonna be a 3 as well? Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing the problem here. The problem here is that we can't actually return the list node, because when we return we can't return val. Like our val is the variable, but we can't return the variable val, because the variable val is getting set to val.next. And then because of that, we're just returning a single value and not the list node. Which is kind of how we did when I this stuff over here. This is how I iterated through stuff. So let me find a good example. I would keep, iter equals iter.next. So looking at this, let's see first of all if we even need this first value, if we can manipulate head directly. And no, so this just gave us nothing. So we need this val thing. But having to return a list node, how do we return a list node? Because if we're only given, because this is a list node right now, right? If I went to here and I return val, let's see what I get. Do I just get the same thing over and over? My output is 1, 1, 2. And this one's just everything. But it's once I do val.next, or is there a way so I can like link it to two variables? Like one. Like if I have, for example, if I do val equals head, right? What if I do val dot head, or if I do like temp equals val dot head? I don't think it has a dot head. It has a dot val and it has a dot next. I think all of them have a dot head. So if I do this and I change everything to temp, and I return val, do I return everything? It has no attribute, so it doesn't have no attribute head. What about val.val? If I do this, right? Oh. Yeah, I just return the same thing, so I'm not actually modifying it. So I have to find a way to edit the linked list and then go up, because right now everything is stored in this variable, but once I go in to use .next, and I use .next, then I start looking at individual variables, and there's no way for me to return it unless deleted the I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna look up some solutions. So how to return a linked list in Python. So I want to return a linked list. Is there returning a linked list? We know about this stuff. 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 Yeah, so all of these, they also just have blank return statements. Because you're supposed to use the linked list differently. I guess what we'll do is we'll hit remove duplicates from linked list Python. Plus that one more time. We'll do LeetCode 88, 83. Oopsies. This is there. So we'll look at this one.
Hey everyone, well,
And what we do is I think we have the problem. So we'll just kind of visualize the coding.
delete the node, and that's all we're looking to do, right?
So while cur.next and cur.next.val equals cur.val. So return head. There's no way all I had to do was return head. This is basically what he's doing. Like, this is his code right here. Except all he has is I have the if statement here, and he has the while this. So I don't get that. Wait, no, but his thing. Let's understand. So while current.next what exists, right? And while current.next.val equals current.val, current.next equals current.next.next. So again, he added a dot val here, which is like, I don't really understand what the point of that one is. I would have thought it works, but if this works, no, you see, it's the same problem. When I return head, it doesn't give me so I'm doing the same thing as him, but for some reason it's like when I return head, is there comments? Oh, so basically it let's see what this guy said. Oh, if current val value equals current next val current next. So this is condition itself doesn't work. You can say well current and current.next. I mean, we can try using both. I don't think it'll change anything. But while val and val.next, we get same problem no matter what. Which, like, yeah, to be honest, like, that didn't really make sense. Our value's always gonna be that, but what we can try is, I mean, I guess we can try just copy pasting his code and seeing what the difference is. So I guess I'll control. Can I not control? Oh, I can't put hashtags in front of everything. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool. I don't know what I'm about to do, but whatever. So we'll go here. We'll say cur equals head, right? Which just like he did, and we'll say while cur, right? While cur, and then while cur dot next and cur dot next dot val equals cur dot val. Yeah. Cur dot next equals cur dot next dot next. Yeah, cur dot next dot next, cur equals cur dot next, return head, which is what he did. So this is what I think is the same functionality. I don't think if this should work. So this one worked, but mine didn't work. Okay. So let's take a minute and let's understand why. So why was he able to return head, but when I returned head, it didn't work? Or was I actually not changing the variables? So we'll put this to the back for now. Okay, so look at this, and we'll say, okay, so is while cur equals cur dot next, right? So we have this line, which is, we just said while val dot next, which we can keep both actually, to be honest, because and then I said if val dot val equals, so if val dot next, so what, she just put it in a while loop. So while, like if I switch this to while val dot val, we have the same code now. Like if I switch that to a while loop, oh yes, you see I broke the code. Yeah, that was not what I meant to do. Here's while current.next and current.next.val. Oh. So he has to have the val, he put the val.next down here, but then it's like the exact same code. But I want to understand why it doesn't work with an if statement. Because when I did it, on my own, it worked with an if statement. And this perfectly worked. And if we're doing the same thing, so what he's doing is while these conditions are true, right? So while current.next is a thing, and while current.next.val equals current.val, current.next equals current.next.next, and then he does it again. So for example, right, for him, if there's 3 in a row, like if there's 1, 1, 1, he would skip this. Ooh. So his is actually more optimal, because if there was 3 in a row for me, right, his goes, compares this one with this one, deletes, puts, links 1 to this one, and then compares this one to this one, and if links, and then links 1 to the 4th position over here. But mine just destroys 1 and then moves on to the next one. So yeah, while, I would need to do while so that I can get more than one occasion. And then the difference is he had this next statement over here, which would make sense, because the only way, if val.val equals val.next.val, then val.next equals val.next.next. So I still want to understand why the val.next has to be here and not here. Like over here, I create an infinite loop, right? This will just, yap forever. We'll put that down there. But I don't understand, right? Because if I have value, like if I have 1, and then if I say if this one's equal to the next value, then I set the next one equal to the next one, right? And then I do it again. Or is it doing everything, but it's stopping at the last one? While value.next exists, I think this is a condition for just like the last thing. Because if I'm over here, right? if I'm at the last integer and I say, oh, if val.val equals val.next.val, which doesn't exist, it's gonna say, it's just gonna do val.next equals val.next.next. And I guess if it doesn't exist, then that's just what linked lists like to do. They if it doesn't exist, they like to, you know, make the equal signs true. And then this works. This is basically his code. Okay, so we actually hit time limit again. Cool. But if we delete, oh my god! No, we actually created an infinite loop again. Well, current.next and current.next.val equals current.val. Current.next equals current.next.next. Val equals val.next. And wow. So the only thing this guy has different is he has next.val here. And I have just .val. But this should not change anything. If this changes something, like, I don't even know what to say. What? Okay, cool. So now it's like our exact code doesn't even work. Current equals head. While current val.next and val.next.val equals val.val current.next current.next.next. So this is the exact same code as before as well. If I control copy this, right, and I just go back until we had we'll retype and it was return head. If I go up here and I paste this right here, they're the exact same. We have val.head, cur, val.next, so val.next, current.next, val.next.val, current.next.val, val.val, yeah, val.next, val.next. But then it's just this one worked and mine didn't work. Even though it's like the same code. What? So it's like, I think I just chose a wrong variable name. Like maybe just breaking it. What if I just say like, I'll do while iteration, so ITR, because I use this. Even though val should work, like I used val over here. But, you know, we'll try it. What? What? So I'm really confused now. It's the exact same code. It's... Okay, we're gonna... So this one obviously works. So what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna replace it with ITR. And then what? It's not gonna work again? Oh my god. Alright guys, so basically we just came back from that little break, and we realized that the problem was that I put equals and not equals here, so that was pretty dumb. Took me way too long to figure out, and now I just want to test if I put etr and itr.next over here at the top, will it still work, or so I have to put iteration and over here, and this worked. So I guess if it's, well, this condition just decides it wants to go through even if if iteration dot next if I just run this normally, this is gonna give me too long. None type has no attribute val. Cool. Okay. So, like that, I guess we understood. So this is, and I'm kind of pissed off at myself because, like, this is kind of what I wrote at the start. I just decided to put equals next to it. But I guess now we understand that you need a while loop over here, and then if you reach the end of the linked list and you try and run this, then it just decides it wants to go for infinity. So you I understand now, because okay, so it makes sense. Oh wait. If I do this, I get the same thing. And then if I do this, do I get the same thing? Oh, I understand. Okay. So it only took me a long time and a couple of dumb mistakes, but I understand now that we need the while loop so we can do more than two. Because if we don't, then it doesn't work. And we need the itr. We need this dot next here, because when we're doing more than two, right? We compare the first one and the second one, and we trash the second one, and we compare the first one and the third one, right? But if we're at the end of the variable, right, we're comparing the fourth one and the fifth one, and we trash the fifth one, right, and we link the fourth one to nothing. We don't want to check the sixth one that also doesn't exist, because or else we'll get none type. So that's why we have an itr next here, and I guess this one's not entirely useful, because like it'll end when itr is finished. But yeah, this one's just good for in general. But now everything makes sense. We'll submit the code, and we'll get it accepted. And thank you for coming to day 5.